family or co-workers, Father. And God, we ask you to those sick tonight, not with us. We ask you to come in and Lord for quick healing for her, Father. Lord, we just ask you just to bless tonight. Let it be a fun night, but let us be a lightning night, Lord, as we try to understand our personalities in Jesus' name. So here we are. This is the results of the test you took the other night. So some of it you might agree with or disagree with, and some you might be a little bit of everything. But I kind of wanted to put in groups so you could kind of see who people were like you and who people may not be like you, so you can have a better understanding. I like this group here, they're going to be the bossy ones and controlling ones. So we know, and we see how many of them there are. So we're in trouble. Some of you have been in the class before, but I'm over the notes and some of the videos. I was, because sometimes your personality changes, but I was amazed at what I learned from it. Watching the second time. Okay. How come this isn't, how come this isn't working? Not clicking. Not clicking.
That's what it is.
All right. Here we go. From the moment you were born, your personality can change depending on the environment that you grow up in. However, there's natural characteristics that you're born with, such some people are introverted or extroverted in personality traits. No matter how many different experiences you have in life, there's certain qualities about you that you can't change. You know that? Your genetics are constant and they influence your behavior in everyday situations. Your parents pass down more than just their physical features to you. Find out which of these personality types describes you, and you might find some similarities with those in your family also. I did some marriage counseling yesterday, and one of the things I did, I gave them this test, and they said it was very, very helpful. So understanding Proverbs 14:12. There is a way that seems right to a man, but its end is the way of death. So we'll go into the personal plan, and it says to embrace our personality, accept who we're made to be, and don't be hating ourselves. And sometimes we do. We hate the way we are. And sometimes if you find somebody with your same personality, you'll find out that you're not abnormal at all. It's just your personality. Allow the Holy Spirit to temper the part of our personality that can get out of balance. In Romans 8:14, for all who are being led by the Spirit of God, these are the sons of God. And then Galatians 5:22-23, grow fruit of the Spirit in the areas where we need to grow in, so that our personalities are used as gifts and not as crutches. So one thing we need to make sure as a body of people, because we do have different giftings, that doesn't divide us, that we can learn to appreciate the personality that they are. So not everyone thinks like we do. You know that? Not everyone has the same humor, but that's okay. They're not weird. And we're not weird. We're just wonderfully created. And God created us so we're not all alike. We are different. And Proverbs 10:12, hatred stirs up conflict, but love covers all the wrongs. Okay, this is a video that shows all the personalities at work.
I'm like on the drum, I can't move, but he's bringing the back space. I'm saying, look, man, I don't know what to tell you. I mean, they were all dead when I got there. Okay, all right, the ice has been broken. Did everyone finish their personality inventory profiles?
Yeah.
Great. Grab a headband on the table here to reveal your personality type. That's right. Wrap it around. Feel it. Define you.
But if that's really necessary, what's that supposed to be?
Well, last week at the Mission House, remember painting in the basement?
Yeah, remember it exactly.
Hey, that's really good.
You are a real artist. I dabble.
You should have been in charge of painting all the rooms.
Yeah, the essence of the artist is wow. That is really
I'm not sure you're remembering it quite right. Hey, that looks good.
thanks. I'm working on 3/8.
Yeah, about that. Do you think you can maybe shift focus? I mean, we've got a lot of walls to cover.
The essence of the artist is perfection. Just repeating that is not going to be a thing.
And we can use some of that perfection in the living room.
Right, so you're hitting my painting and I'm ugly. No, I'm not painting. I'm ugly.
That one well.
Just that I work so hard. Underappreciated.
You always feel underappreciated. You're melancholic.
Well, maybe it'd be easier if you weren't so bossy.
What are you talking about? I'm choleric. I'm like the best leader there is. All right, everybody, you're looking great. Off to a great start. Catherine, you want to run us out to the kitchen, please?
Thank you for keeping everything in line. You're really organized.
It's my gift. Cindy, you missed a spot. We'd be lost without you. Thanks to you, everyone knows their place. Absolutely right. Get back to work. Yeah, not so much. Remember, long, smooth strokes. Not like what you did earlier downstairs, okay? Long and smooth. Remember, hey, that's work. Time.
Your tat's at the back.
Don't miss your money on those. That costs like $45. We got here by 3:30. You get home by 4. Save yourself $100. Get a new cat.
But
No, dog's gone. Problem solved. Go. What I say, Jansen? Long and smooth. Long and smooth. Long and smooth. Long is covered. Hey, that solves your problem. Zigzags get the best cover. Hey, at least you got the project done.
no, you didn't.
And whose fault was that, Miss Sanguine?
What, me? Hey, great job. It looks so good. Thanks for all your hard work. Hey, thanks. No problem. That's why you're my best friend. You did that piece a lot. I mean, you are amazing and beautiful, and everyone loves you.
The youths here together again, just having fun with our best friends. The youths here together again, forever with our best friends. The youths here together again, just having fun with our best friends. The youths here together again, forever with our best friends.
Close to reality. Hey, everyone, I brought you. Hi.
You were supposed to be here 6 hours ago.
Oh, funny story about that. So I had to send some tweets, and then I decided we needed you, but then I couldn't find any, and then I had to drive all the way to Wisconsin, but then I found it. It was hilarious.
Well, no, it's not, because we needed you to pick up paint supplies, and we had to go to the neighborhood place and pay 4 times as much. And also, no one likes you.
Since when? That really hurts. You're my best friend. Really?
Wait, yesterday you told me I was your best friend, which is weird because you're married.
But what really matters is that we're all together.
Actually, Taggart locked herself in the bathroom and has a pump.
Wait, which one's Tyree again? This is really awful. I don't remember any of that.
Of course not. I don't know, you guys. The day seemed to go pretty good from my perspective.
Of course it did. You're phlegmatic. Everything's okay here.
Hey, watch it there, Butterfingers.
I know, right?
So, how do you guys remember that one? Hey, watch it there, Butterfingers.
I know, right?
Wait, that wasn't right at all. Hey, chill out, guys. Don't worry about it. The lesson here is that every personality type has strengths and weaknesses. And we should work hard to complement one another. Well, that's it. Take a cookie on your way out.
Wait, that's it? It's only been 7 minutes.
Well, that's my sorbet personality.
That's not even one of them.
Yeah, but designing women design, so.
Okay, so we're talking about the same one here, so the first one is the same as the altar, the cleric, same as the lion, the melancholy. I think on your paperwork is the beaver, and the phlegmatic is the what? The golden retriever. I think this has got different stuff. So we're going to talk about which is this bunch here. They're equal to a lion and their characteristics. One thing about their strengths is they get things done. They're decisive, they're persistent, they initiate change, they're a born leader, and they solve problems. And sometimes if something's broke or not broke, they'll break it so they can fix it. And they thrive on opposition. They're independent, they can run anything, they're usually right. And if you're standing in an elevator, and you see people coming wanting to get in the elevator, what they'll do is they'll just push the button and go on in. But if you're a sanguine and some of the other personalities, especially the sanguine, they'll just they'll wait and invite everybody to have a party in the elevator. So major strength, they'll make split-second decisions. They won't make you think sometimes. They're goal-oriented. They're not easily offended. But here's some of their weaknesses. So when you're dealing with them, remember, if you see these behaviors, that's a weakness. And if they have these weaknesses, they need to work on fixing it. Insensitive to others. They just think about them and what they're going. So what you think about is not important. They're impatient. They overlook the risk and facts. They're stubborn and unyielding. And they don't see their own faults. They're compulsive workers. A lot of times they're workaholics. They're not so good at people skills. Now remember that, folks, when you're dealing with these people. They need control. And they may not give feedback, or they may not show appreciation. And if you're training a child, you need to give them boundaries and make them stick to it, because what they're going to do, you're going to live in their house. They're not living in your house, you're living in their house. And so they will let you know, if you let them, that they're the boss. They give tasks to leadership and observe and guide. And if you're watching a bunch of kids playing, you can kind of tell the kid that's making the calls of what they do, what they play, and how they play. Plan to train the flesh and for them to think about others. Value, they communicate directly. They'll take charge under tension. The cleric is the person that if you're in a meeting, nobody's taking charge, they have no problem getting up and taking full control. They love a challenge and they will excel in conflict. They're resourceful and does not mind change, and oftentimes they'll initiate change. Girl gets really aggravated at me because it don't matter what he thinks, I've got a better way of doing it. And because I'll sit and I'll spend time on whatever he suggests that this could be better. He doesn't always agree with that, but anyway, that's just how our mind works. They're challenged, they need to learn to listen. And a lot of times it's either their way or the highway. They have a fear of losing control. And they view people by what they can get done or to suit their own agenda. Okay, here's a video of a strong, unfiltered cleric.
Did Geico really save you 15% or more on car insurance? Does a former drill sergeant make a terrible therapist? Well, it only makes me sad. You do! Maybe we should jump on over to Mammy Land. Maybe we can find some confidence for you, you jackwagon. 15 minutes could save you 50% or more. Suck it up and drive home.
Do any of you fit that prescription over here? Okay. Some solutions to cleric growth. Learn to relax and not feel guilty. Allow others to take charge. Admit your faults. Practice patience. Pause before and after, and tone down approach. Fellowship with other personality types and learn to love the ones that's not natural for you to like. And it will help the cleric decrease personal flaws and growth. So relating to the cleric lion, when you relate to them, folks, recognize that they are born leaders, that they insist on a two-way communication. Just know that they don't mean to hurt people. When their mouth gets in the way, they don't mean to hurt you. That's just the way they are, that they need to work on. Understand that they are not naturally compassionate. We'll need to seek God. And understand that they may see things black and white, and there's not very many shades of gray. Nuts and bolts kind of communicators. Okay, so at the end of a typical day, Mr. Cleric would feel most satisfied if during the day, A, he had fun, B, was productive, C, felt restful, D, deepened his relationship with his friends. What do you think would be most important to him? Okay.
B.
B, that he's productive. Remember, they're the workaholics and want to get things done. Then when someone with a very reserved personality walks into the church, knowing your own personality, how would you make sure that they know they're welcome? A, look at them in the eye, put out a hand and say, I'm Mr. Cleric, what's your name? Wait for a response. B, smile, look at them in the eye only if they are looking you in the eye and say welcome. Or C, they just need to get over it. They're welcome, they should know it. So what's the answer to that?
B.
C. So you don't want this bunch being door greeters. Unless they got some sanguine in them, and that might work. So we're going to talk about the sanguine now, or the altar. They're optimistic. Who else has maybe a sanguine as their second or third? Okay, you're on Tammy. Justin, you've got some, I know. And Roy's got a little bit. Okay, they're personal, they're enthusiastic, they're inspirational. They're a great door person. So I don't know what you do with the ones that's got the cleric on. I guess that makes up for them, because I think Roy's pretty friendly as a whole. They make friends very easily. You all see them dressed in bright colors. You know, they like the fleshly, they like to be seen. They never meet a stranger, and they're creative and they're fun. They volunteer for jobs, they're talkative, they're storytellers, they're the first to get up and dive in, and they're good speakers. The one thing you have to watch with them, though, they will overdo, they'll be the one willing to help you do everything, and then they don't always follow through. The other thing about them, if they'll tell you, I'll be there in 5 minutes, you can think it's going to be an hour or so, because time don't mean anything to them. So here's a.
I can be a slut. Now my whole house is great. I can do anything good. I like my school. I like anything. I like my dad. I like my cousins. I like my aunts. I like my outfits. I like my mom. I like my sisters. I like my dad. I like her. I like my hair. I like my haircuts. I like my snow. I like my stuff. I like my room. I like my whole house. My whole house is great. I can do anything good. Yeah.
I said, Lisa's got a lot of sanguine in her. And I told people before, if I go out and fall down, I'm not telling anybody. If she goes out and falls down, she'll tell everybody. She does not care. So But anyway, then they enjoy joy they bring to home. And also, I had a son. We had a son that was sanguine. If I had knew that, it would have helped me raising him up because I just cannot understand his sense of humor and his fun. And he's still. I thought he'd grow up at some point, but he never has. He'll still pick. So you need to give them tasks and train the importance of following through. And since they keep commitments and teach them not to overcommit. They can't always just do the fun task, but they can bring the fun to most any task. Make a plan for them to make patterns of pulling things away and organization fun collars. Okay, here's their weakness. They're impulsive. They're verbally manipulative. They lack follow through. They're unaware of time. They don't remember names. They know a lot of people, but they always don't remember names. And they forget their commitments. And too much talk, and they exaggerate. They're self-centered. They manipulate through charm. They're disorganized. And many fans, but few friends. They need to learn how to pause. They may personally attack under tension. And the Bible characters, Simon Peter. They want to do things the exciting way. And they dream up ideas. And the greatest fear is losing face or not having enough social approval. The solutions is talk half as much. Stop exaggerating. Learn to listen. Write things down. Put the keys in one place. Focus on developing deep friendships. And think before speaking. Recognize that they talk without thinking first. Recognize they have a hard time accomplishing tasks, often due to attention span and overcommitting. Help them to keep from accepting more than they can do. Remember they're circumstantial and emotional. And recognize they mean well. Just because they act silly does not mean they are stupid. Often they do not mind looking silly if it's funny, even if they look dumb. Okay, here's our little quiz here. Miss Sanguine is not finishing the painting on a project you both started. What do you say that will not motivate her to finish? One, show her a chart, explain the process and why it's important for her to do her job. Turn on some fast music and tell her to get the party started. Scold her because she thought of the whole project and now she's failing to do her part. Two, turn on, that'll keep her from doing it. That'll keep her mindset on doing something else. Okay, this one is, Miss Sanguine lost your keys or glasses twice. You need to loan her another, but you are afraid she will lose them. What do? One, hand her the keys and warn that if she loses them, she owes you $20. When you put the keys in her hand, say, I'm putting the keys in your hand. Remember that I want them back in the morning. Where will you put them when you're not using them? Or three, you refuse to ever loan her the keys again. Just say no. I'll give her the keys. Okay, that's a safe spot. Okay, so how might a cleric and a sanguine clash? See, I don't know about this because our clerics has all got some sanguine in it. Maybe we could put Justin in this pit being sanguine without the cleric. But both operate in the gift of helps. How might their personalities prove to be a challenge, and both operate in the gift of knowledge? How could that be a challenge? So you can think about that a little bit. And then we're going to go to the phlegmatic, and that is the four here, the second row. They're the golden retrievers. They're the peacemakers. Their strength is that they're supportive, they're agreeable, they're loyal, they value relationships, they're inoffensive, they're low-key, they bring peace in the room, they're calm, cool, collected, they're a mediator, they're patient, they're a good listener, and make things simple. And So you see, that's just a whole different personality over there. But one thing they do, though, they have a hard time making decisions. But if you get two phlegmatics married, that's a peaceful household. But the thing is, they can't make decisions. You get two clerics married, then you've got war sometimes because both wants to be boss. So and sometimes the mixture is better. So this is an example of Andy Griffith being a
What's this about rules? Oh, so
This first, the 75-cent.
75% rule, I don't believe I've heard of that.
Well, that's what I figured. What it is, though, is that nowadays kids get 75 cents a week allowance instead of 25 cents.
75 cents. That's a lot of money. Years time, that comes to see this 52 weeks in a year. Comes to around $40 a year. That's a lot of money for you.
They get it, Paul,
I do.
and they don't have to work for it, I tell you.
Who is this lady?
Oh, I would like better than everybody.
Probably. Probably, I don't know.
They're good, Rob.
Oh, I see. And there are other rules say, 75 cents no work.
I guess.
You want straight up.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, here you go. There are no rules for father and son. It's as simple as this: each mother or father raises his boy or girl, as the case may be, the way that he thinks is best. And I think it's best for you to give quarter and work for it. You see, when you give something, in this instance, when in the garage, you get something returned like quarter, that's the greatest feeling in the world. You do feel good at work, you know.
Uh-huh. Good time.
As you get bigger, you'll be doing more and more work for more and more return, and that good feeling will get bigger. Do you understand what I mean?
I think so. I'm not gonna get 75 cents. I have to work for 25.
I'll clear too.
Yeah, the bigger you get, the tired you get.
Well, you just think about that for a moment.
Do I have to?
That's one thing about
Makes me come sad.
it. Well, the thing to do when you're feeling sad is shoot the good feeling.
Clean her up.
Right.
It's on off.
so there are weaknesses, interact with others, resist change, over tolerant, non enthusiastic. You all resist change. Hard time with corrections, procrastinates, can seem lazy, just as the better, indecisive, emotionally closed, avoids conflict. A lot of activity might wear them out. They might be the ones after you go to a party or something, they got to get off for themselves. Kirsty, our granddaughter's like that. She could be around people and she's headed to her room. They might need time to chill out, and you may need to provide ways to help them get motivated and moving. They can't live in the basement or on the internet all their lives. They're natural born peacemakers. They appreciate the presence in your home to reduce stress and provide a good work ethic through expectation, example, follow through. Solutions: show them some enthusiasm, try something new, learn to communicate feelings, practice making decisions, learn to say no. Realize they need direct motivation, help them set goals and make rewards. Don't expect enthusiasm. Force them to make decisions, so be careful, they may make up on you. Don't keep all the blame on them. Drama and hyperactivity is not enjoyment environment for them. And so here's the questions. You need help from Mr. Phlegmatic. You ask him to help you, and he said he would in a little while, and it's getting late. So how can you address it? 1, tell him he's promised that he must do it right now. Put your finger in his face. 2, explain how much fun you're going to have when the job is done. And 3, when you initially ask, I'm not using this, am I? When you initially ask, tell the time it needs to be done and back it up in an hour. Send a text 30 minutes before and send a friendly reminder. What is it? 3. Okay. Now we're going into the melancholy, and you see the 3 back there, Connie and Michaela and Stevie. There is the beaver. I'm wondering, I was looking at this, if this is why Bucky's picked the beaver for the mascot. Because they're orderly, they're thorough, they're logical, they pursue excellence, they can tell you why an idea won't work, genius prone, you can count on them to finish a job and they'll do it right. They're detailed, coordinated, and they're compassionate, and they're an economicist. They learn from past mistakes. They can focus without getting distracted. They have a good memory, especially for words. Their weakness now is they lack spontaneously. They're critical. They're overly cautious. They assume the worst in people and situations. They're unrealistic expectations. They procrastinate through planning. They're low self-image. They will be the ones that makes a list. You all make a list? They will make a list, and if they have a list of stuff to do, and if they do something that's not on that list, they'll put it on the list just so they can check it off. That's what they do. Another thing that I was in service at the jail in a job I was having, this leadership thing, and we were doing the personality thing. And there's this guy in here, he was complaining about his wife. He was complaining about every time they go to somewhere on vacation or something, and they go to a Red Side Rest, and on the flyers, all the touristy stuff, she keeps picking them all up, and then she takes them home and file them. And I just laughed because I do that same thing. I thought it was just me. I just have to have, because I might go there someday, and I want to know what there is to see. So here's the video on. This is really funny.
Yeah. I took all the letters off and put them back in. What's getting mixed up about that? I mean, keyboards like that. Well, how am I supposed to write? A is Q. C is E. I've never been able to remember that. A is Q. B is on. C is E. B is on. E is. Come on, he's asking what's wrong. How do I say I'm sorry? I'm trying to. I'm sorry, is on occasion. On occasion. Look, that E, look, remember this.
So they want to do it the right way, and their greatest fear is being wrong or being criticized. They are motivated by being right. They focus on the past. They communicate two-way, good listener, and especially in a relation to task details. Solutions: be aware of the effect of entertaining room and doubt. Don't take things so personally. Look for the positives. Plan less and do more. Make sure people aren't willing under expectation of constant perfection. Know that they're very sensitive and they get hurt. Recognize they're naturally pessimistic. Try to keep a reasonable schedule. realize the necessary of neatness, accept that they like it quiet sometimes. And then the child, remember that they feel deeply. Offhanded remarks go deep. You will need to train them to forgive quickly and how to let tribal things go. Don't let them organize, let them organize, but not monopolize planning. Train them that they do not have to be perfect, but to do their best. Words have value. If you make promises, keep it, or don't make them at all. So what the cleric and the lion, the same one in the altar, I'm not saying that right, Macaulay and the beaver, phlegmatic and the golden retriever. The lion has control, the otter has fun, the beaver has perfection, and the golden retriever has peace. So, in another situation, the same one will say, let's hang out and have fun. Want to see a movie? I'll buy the popcorn. The cleric says, sure, Mel, find out what time the show starts. Let's do it. Let's do the early show. We will leave from our house in 30 minutes before. The melancholy says, I'll find out how much and when. I thought we might hang out, so there's plenty of gas in my car. I'll drive. After getting details, Mel communicates to the others where to be and when. And the phlegmatic just rides in the car, watches the show, enjoys the evening. So the sanguine can resent the nitpicking and superior nature of the melancholy. And you can see how some of these will get on your nerves. The cleric can resent the laziness and the indecisive nature of the phlegmatic. And I told you how our son not being able to make a decision where to go eat or what to do just drives me wild. The melancholy can resent the restlessness and the disorganization of the sanguine, and the phlegmatic can resent the pushiness and the negative nature of the cleric. Just want to be left alone. So the cleric will say, we decided to be in the meeting to have a new building completed in 14 months. The second will say the meeting was incredible. The new building will have a full surround system and lit lights. Boy, we will have a great time once it gets finished. The melancholy 2 p.m. meeting in the library consisted of all the department heads. A timeline for the new funding was established, and the project was scheduled for completion within 14 months, and we concluded with the refreshments provided by Lacey Nettles. And the phlegmatic says, I was at the meeting. Okay, so can you all relate to some of these? Can you see yourself or can you see other people that you know? All right, so talk to me and tell me what y'all think about some of this.
Well, then how did I go from the golden retriever, the little beaver, to the lion and the little otter?
I don't know, I guess you just got a little bit of everything in you. But I do think you probably got more sanguine in you than what most people, between you and Daryl, that's probably a good sanguine.
See, I do list. I have to have a board in the house, dry erasing board, and every day is put down what's going to be done. And then I take another notebook and I write Monday and I put everything down I'm going to do. And if I get off of all that and I miss something, it drives me crazy. I have to
Stuff on the calendar.
How high are you in the melancholy?
18,
Lowest.
the lowest.
Well. All right. Roy, what about you? Does that fit you?
What's that? That was high in phlegmatic and then melancholy. That was the highest too.
You like things done right? Alter, would you fit in on this? Is that true to show your colors? Or?
Yeah, pretty much. I was, this whole group was choleric, and then my second was melancholy.
Okay, you like things done right?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you make lists?
Do I make lists? Yeah, I look at lists.
What about you, Bobby?
That second one, 1/6.
Same one.
Same one. Do you agree with it?
I guess. I don't know.
All right, Betsy, how did yours fly?
Have a lot of, turn it on, but they say